Hi guys, Harry here from the Art Gear Guide. Thanks very much for joining me today. As you can see, I have a set of extra soft pastels here from Koh-I-Noor. Now, I've had these for quite some time. Koh-I-Noor were really kind enough to send these out to me to review, along with a whole lot of other fantastic products that I have to review as well. But I finally got round to using these, testing them, and playing about with them. I tried them on different papers and stuff like that, and so I'm going to put them up for a review for you, because I know there's a lot of people that watch the channel that are really into pastel art, as I've been getting into myself lately. I have a lot of different pastel reviews coming up because I think the pastel medium it's a really fascinating medium to get into. I think it's incredibly versatile and stuff like that. I think the the blending abilities that you can have with pastels is fantastic, and the variety of pastels that are available out there as well is just unbelievable. So anyway, as you can see, I have the extra soft pastels here now. Koh-I-Noor do a whole range of pastels. They do pastel pencils, they do these extra soft, they do hard, they do oil pastels as well. So they have a whole gamut of different types of pastels. If you're interested in, definitely go across. I'll obviously have links down below for the Koh-I-Noor website so that you can go across, take a look at and stuff. At the end of this video, I have a very short speed drawing that I done with these pastels. It's a very simple drawing. It was just sort of to give me an idea as to how soft they were, so that I could give you a better description about how the pastels work. So as you can see, this is a 48 set. With regards to the sets, 48 is the biggest number that they do in the extra soft pastels. They do a set of 12, 24, 12, 24, 36, and then 48. So 48 is the largest set. Now, I've taken them out of this sleeve because it's a little bit cumbersome to work around when I'm doing this recording, and I do apologize for the glare of the box and stuff like that, but that will go away once I remove this and we get into doing the pastels. But as you can see here as well, there's a color chart right down at the very bottom here of the actual sleeve that comes with these pastels. There's a little bit of information on the back there about the pastels as well, and of course obviously the Koh-I-Noor logo at the top. And then on the front here you have a little bit of artwork that's been done by some really good artist, giving a good demonstration display of what these pastels can do. And that's really about it as far as the sleeve's concerned, so I'm just going to move that off to the side. So as you can see, this is the colours that are involved here. You can see here that you get a really nice range selection of yellows and oranges going into your reds and purples, blues, aquas, greens. And then you've got really, really nice earth tones here. So, I mean, like, I've always thought pastels, I mean, like, I've watched a lot of pastel artists on YouTube and stuff like that. And the type of art, I don't think there's any limit to pastel, to the type of art you can create with pastels. Some pastel artists create the absolute most phenomenal portrait artist or art. Some fantastic landscape art, wildlife art. Jason Morgan is an absolutely outstanding pastel artist here on YouTube. So I mean, like, the actual abilities of a pastel in the right hands is just fantastic. Now, this is the colours that's in the 48 set, and just I'm going to go through the actual pastel themselves, because there's actually an awful lot of information on these pastels. So these are the extra soft, as I said, and they are really, really soft. You can see there that you just touch it and it comes off in your fingers. Now there's this clear plastic wrap around the pastels, which obviously I know. Watching pastel artists, they say, the first thing that you should do when you get a set of pastels is to not dance on ceremony around them. Look at them, ogle them, they're beautiful, and then once you get them, you snap them, you break them, you take all this stuff off, and then you are good to go with them. But before I do all of that, there's quite a lot of information on the sleeve here on these. So first of all, we've got the Koh-I-Noor logo here. Then it says extra soft pastels. There's also another name there, Tosin Dior, but I'm not going to try and pronounce that. Then further on round a little bit on the sleeve, you actually have the pastel color name. So that's written on there. And also as well, you have the light fast ratings. These pastels have light fast ratings on them. 5-star being the most light fast, and 1-star being the least light fast. And there's also a code there, which corresponds if you want to purchase these pastels open stock, because obviously once you get your 48 set, you can then just purchase individual pastels as and when you need them. Because obviously some artists are going to use more colors than some colors are going to be used more than others, and that's really about it. So it's really good to see that on the actual pastel, you've got the color name, you've got the light fast information on it, and you have the code there should you need to get them open stock. Obviously, because with them being pastels, you're going to take this sleeve off and you are going to break them and use them and all that good stuff. I probably would suggest that when you take the sleeve off, you keep it in the little slot that you're going to keep the pastel in, just so that it corresponds with the color, or you write them down, or you do some sort of chart or something like that that you can relate to as and when you need it, just to keep yourself right for whenever you're doing when you're working with them, or when you come to having to renew them, you know that you're going to be ordering the right color. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put some paper out here, and then the first paper that I'm going to use is some UArt paper. Now just let me move it into position here. Okay, so this is UArt. It's a sanded paper. This is UArt 320. I don't have a great deal of this paper left, but I thought to myself that I would use kind of like a mid-range part of it. So this is obviously a little bit more sanded than say like the 800. The 800 is much finer, but I'm going to take some of these pastels and just let you see how rich and vibrant the actual pastels are. And I'm hardly touching that on this paper, but it is sanded paper and it is going to grip it really well. And it's just like the pigment that you can get off this is just unbelievable. So bright and vibrant. I'm going to get some of these nice earth tones here. This is a light olive green. There's a nice light ochre here. You can see there how these colors are just absolutely gorgeous. This one here is like a light ferrant green. This is an emerald green, much darker green here. But you can see there. I'm going to zoom in a second, and you'll be able to get a nice close up of what it looks like. This is a medium terracotta, and obviously you can see there it's crumbling, which it is going to do. It's a really soft. Now there is like an ivory black here, so I'm just going to put some of that down, just so that you can get an indication as to how dark the dark is and how light the light is, because I've got a white, titanium white here. It may not come up that well, but this is kind of like I'm just going to zoom in here for you a little bit so that you can get to see that. So there you can see the different colors there, and how soft they are. You can just see that with all the crumbling and stuff like that that's going on there. And I haven't exactly put a lot of pressure on there, but bearing in mind this is like a sanded paper as well, so that you have to take that into consideration. Okay, so the next paper that I'm going to use is um, some Clairefontaine, I think it's pronounced, pastel matte. So just let me zoom out again. So a lot of pastel artists use this type of paper. It's what I done the speed drawing on, and I was really surprised when I started using it, because I've said this before with regards to color pencils and markers and stuff like that. The surface that you're working on is so vitally important. It's just as important as the color pencils that you're going to be using, or the markers or whatever. Because I have used pastels in the past, harder pastels and some softer pastels, and I've used it on real cheap pastel paper. I skimped out on the paper because I thought, I'm not really going to be getting into pastels. This is what I thought when I first started using them. And so I would just get a cheaper paper. And it is, it's just unbelievable the difference in results that you get when you use the right type of paper. So with this particular pad, this is a smaller pad. You get four different colors in this one. So you get like a white, sienna, brown, and kind of like a stone color. But it's not about the paper, it's about the pastels. So actually, what I'll do is I'll turn that over on its side. Okay, and again, so what I'm going to do is I'm just going to put down some color here and then blend it out and show you. Now, one of the things that I realized when I first started using this type of paper was that when you put it down, because the paper grips the pastel so well, it doesn't smudge and blend out as well as what it does on, or as easily as it does whenever you've got the much cheaper type pastel paper. So you can see there, you've really got to push down on it and push it out. But I put quite a heavy application on there of that one. If I get this chrome yellow, you literally just have to very, very gently rub it across, and the pigment, it's almost like it's magnetic. It just jumps straight from the pastel onto the paper, and it allows you then, once you put it on lighter like that, you can blend it much better. Now, I'm not cleaning my fingers here or anything like that, but you can see straight away just how soft these pastels are, how rich and vibrant the pigment is. And one of the things I like about this particular set is there's a nice selection of browns and greys. I'm just putting some greys down here now for you to have a little look at. Kind of like stone colors. And then obviously you've got your much, much brighter pinks and stuff like that. A lot of people do those galaxy type drawings with pastels, and you can see why. This is kind of like a light orange, but it's more like a flesh color, and this would work well if you're doing some portraiture. Now you can see there that they're kind of like portrait type colors, and then you have these other colors. Like I said, I've done a speed draw and I've done a little bit of artwork with these pastels, and I absolutely thoroughly enjoyed myself. The paper that I used was this pastel matte paper, and I think, given the prices of these pastels, because I know pastels can be relatively expensive, I'll have the prices up over on the Art Gear Guide. Like I've always said, it's easier putting the prices up over there, because if it changes, I can amend it. But if you go across to the Art Gear Guide, you'll see the prices, and you'll see how really readily available a wonderful set like this is to anybody to get started. Like I said, if you didn't want to go all out and get the big set, the 48 set, you've got a set of 12, 24, or 36. Or you can get yourself some individual pastels. Just purchase them online, get a few colors that you know you're going to use, try them out. But what I would say is get some good paper as well. Don't just think because you may not use these pastels again that you get the cheapest type of pastel paper, because it's not going to give you a true representation of how pastels work, and in particular these really beautiful soft pastels from Koh-I-Noor. Um, that's really it, guys, for this review. I hope you enjoy the speed art that I've done of them. I actually am in the middle of doing like a landscape drawing of Keswick, which is kind of where my wife and I go on holiday. Once I've done that, I'll put that up. But it's a combination of these Koh-I-Noor extra soft pastels and the Koh-I-Noor soft pastel pencils that I have as well. Now, I will be doing a review of these also, but with these two mediums combined, I'm doing this landscape drawing, which is taking a lot longer than what I thought it would do, because I want to get it right and I want to demonstrate these pastels in the best way that I can. But for the purpose of this review, like I said, I did that speed drawing. It's just kind of like a silhouette drawing, so hopefully you'll like that, and it'll give you an idea of how beautiful these colors are. Thanks very much, guys, for watching this review. Don't forget, if you want, you can go across to the Art Gear Guide. I'll have loads more information over there about these wonderful, beautiful Koh-I-Noor extra soft pastels. You'll also have links over there to follow me on Facebook and Twitter and Instagram. I always put my art up on Instagram. And any new changes or any new reviews that are coming out, I always post them out on Facebook and Twitter as well, so that you get notifications. And also, if you want, if you're watching this video on YouTube, hit the subscribe button if you haven't already done so. And I think there's a little bell there as well. And what that does is that enables you to get notifications as soon as my reviews go up. You'll get notified about them. And if I do any live streams or anything like that as well, it's the same type of thing. Anyway, guys, thank you so much for stopping by. I look forward to seeing you again in the next review. And hope you all have a wonderful day. Thanks. Bye.